No, look, I've always said, a rising tide rises all ships, and for the entirety of this podcast, and anybody that's ever heard me talk knows that I've been for a long, long, long time talking about the necessity for a real other promotion to get into this game. When I say real, we can go into the thing of TNA of was it a real effort? Was it not? Was it a waste of money? But I've got to believe that with having Jericho involved, and having Jim Ross involved, and some of the names they've signed, and the money that's behind it, and what I'm hearing is that the NFL is pitching money. Each team is pitching money into this in a way to combat Vince's attempt to come into football with the XFL. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. That's a big part of the scuttlebutt that I've heard from back channels. Irrelevant. It doesn't matter if that's a fact or not. The fact that you have a viable entity like the Khans getting involved in wrestling and doing it through a Chris Jericho or in association with a Chris Jericho and a Jim Ross instantly lends it credibility. And, I would dare say that we're going to see, at some point, another, without invoking the name, just unduly, another Monday Night Wars, that where wrestling was at its peak, at its pinnacle, with the 52 million fans watching, like I've talked about how many times per week in America alone. This is the kind of thing that can get those fans back to the table. Now, that said, I issue this caveat. If it's going to be all elite wrestling, AEW, mimicking the WWE, trying to be WWE, the same advice I gave Dixie Carter that she overlooked and never took. If they're going to try to be WWE 2 or WWE Junior, WWE Light, or WWE Maximum, they're going to fail. It must be something from a different vein. And the only thing that's going to bring those tens of millions of fans back to the table that have left is going to be to get it back closer to what professional wrestling is supposed to have always been and always was. We don't need to see more kids doing backflips for no reason. What we need to see is somebody creating characters that are compelling, giving us storylines that draw us to the edge of our seat, don't talk down to us, treat us like imbeciles, and then the execution in the ring. Those three things are not taken for granted anymore. It used to be you could see that with any great wrestler. Now, when's the last time you saw any of that invoked in a match? It's few and far between, if at all. So if they do something in that vein, I would project that they're going to have a pretty good future. If they go into it trying to be the other sports entertainment company, I'm going to predict they'll fail miserably.